Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.
Hi everybody, how are you doing? Good? Oh, that's great. Okay, so today we are almost coming to the end of the series Tenali Rama. So this is your second last class of Tenali Rama. So today I thought, why not make something different? So we aren't going to make a puppet today, but we're going to do something really interesting after the story. It's not very difficult. It's something very easy, which I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy. So maybe you can guess what we are going to do once I give you the topic today. So today we are going to do a story on Tenali Rama and what Krishnadevaraya imagines basically. Okay, so I'll just give you an outline for it. So one day we all have dreams, right? Like I dream of unicorns at times, of zombies, of mummies. There are a lot of things you dream of. So similarly, and all these things might not even be real. Okay, so similarly, one day King Krishnadevaraya dreamt of a flying castle. Can you believe that? Okay, do you think castles can fly? No, right? How can something just fly in the sky when it does not even have rockets? Unless you put rockets at the bottom, right? Okay, so he dreamt of this palace. Palace is also known as castle. So you learned a new synonym and the word. So he dreamt of this palace or castle and he asked his people to make one such palace for him. Now, do you think that's possible? But how can the ministers say no to a king? He will kill them, right? You cannot go against the king. So now we need to see how Tenali Rama uses his wit and convinces the king that what he dreamt was just a dream and dreams cannot always come true. Yes? Okay, so I've given you the basic outline. So are you all ready? Shall I show you the video for today? Yes, the story. Everyone's ready? Okay, great. So let's go ahead and start with the story. Okay, shall we start? Great, let's begin. So one day, King was having a nice dream and he dreamt of a castle which was flying in the air, basically floating in the air. Now, if you see, can you see these lights? So he dreamt of a castle which would have thousands of lights, which would just keep, blinking and it would look beautiful. And, it could even go invisible if it wanted to, like if it wanted to hide from its enemies. So this was all what the king was dreaming about in his beautiful palace. Now that's a dream, right? So the next day, king called all his ministers in his court and he addressed to them. He told them, okay, everybody, I have something really interesting to tell you all, so pay attention. And everyone was excited. They were like, wow. So they told that I have dreamt of a palace which can float in the air. And whoever can make that palace, I will give that person 100,000 gold coins. And everyone was like blank, like, seriously, king, do you want a flying castle? That's not even possible. So everyone, they just had a question mark, like, is the king really serious at this point of time? Like, how can someone build? But they were very scared. How can they tell no to the king? It's not possible. So they were very scared. So they agreed to it and they said that, okay, king, we will definitely look, because they did not want to anger him, right? Make him angry. So that would be dreadful, right? He could just execute them, if I can say that, like ask them to be, and we did not want that. So these ministers had a small little meeting and they decided that they're going to take help from the smartest person in Vijayanagara, that was Tenali Rama. So the head, the senior most minister went to Tenali Rama and he said, Tenali, we are facing a really bad situation. The king wants us to build a palace, a floating palace, and you know that ain't possible. It was his dream and now he's put it on us to make that happen. Please help us out of this situation. The king will not listen to us. Tenali Rama definitely agreed. He said, of course, I understand your situation. Don't worry, I'm gonna help you. Okay. So clearly, like whatever the king dreamt of and what's gonna happen, what he wanted exactly. So I'm just gonna narrate the story from the start once again till here, and then we see what Tenali is gonna do. Okay. So now this is the flying castle story. It's also known as the king's condition. So the king was sleeping soundly one day and he dreamt of a beautiful flying or floating castle which had lots of lights, like thousands of lights which would glitter throughout the night, and it could also go invisible when it wanted to save itself from the enemies. Right? And this castle had like thousands of rooms, very spacious, beautiful, golden. So the next day, when king went to the court, he called all his ministers and he addressed his dream. He addressed them. He said that I have something really special to tell you all. Everyone was excited. And then he told that, okay, so I have dreamt of a flying castle which I want you all to build. And whoever builds this castle will get 100,000 gold coins. And everyone was stunned. They were like, are you serious, king? There is nothing such as flying castle unless you put rockets below it, right? They were all very scared. They knew that this dream could not be fulfilled. Why? Because no palace or castle can float in the air, right? It needs a foundation. But they could not say that to the king. He would become very angry. And why would you make the king angry? You don't want any punishment, right? So they were so scared. They went to the smartest person in the kingdom of Vijayanagara, that was Tenali Rama. So the senior most minister over there told Tenali Rama about whatever the king had said, about his dream of building, about the dream that he saw, about the flying, floating castle that he wanted, and he asked for help. And of course, Tenali Rama could not refuse the ministers. He decided to take this up and explain it to king that dreams cannot always be fulfilled. Can't clear? So can I go ahead? Do you want to know what Tenali Rama does right now? Great, let's go ahead. So one day, in fact the very next day, an old man came to the court of the king and he was crying a lot and no one could understand what had happened. And when king looked at him, the king asked him like, yes, old man, please tell me, what problem are you facing? And he said that, sir, I have been robbed. All my savings that I had collected for my old age has been taken away by someone. I am left with no money. Please help me find the robber. And the king got so infuriated. He's like, who has the guts to do this crime? Who took away all your money? Tell me at once, I will punish him. Okay, the man said, so I would definitely tell you, but on one condition. You promise me that after hearing the name, you will not punish me instead and not even get angry. The king said, of course, I can agree to this, and I promise you, I will not get angry. So this old man was just sobbing, and he said that, so I dreamt last night that you came along with your ministers and took away all my savings. The king got so angry. He's like, can you hear yourself? And then he realized, oh, okay, I had decided I'm not going to get angry. So, of course, I cannot go back on my words. So he sat down and he said, okay, old man, please explain the entire scene. Okay, so he said, so last night you came in my dreams with your men and you took away all my savings. Now I have nothing left. You did that in my dream, so that means you can do that in real life as well. Please don't do that. The king's like, are you crazy, old man? Of course I can't do that. It's your dream. I haven't really taken any money from you. What are you saying? And then Tenali Rama, of course, you know who this person is now. So this old man stopped crying. He's like, so if your flying castle can be made, why and your dream can be fulfilled, why not my dream? It can also come true. And that's when he removed all his beard and he came out of his disguise and he's like, King, this is what everyone's trying to tell you. All dreams cannot be fulfilled. You might get angry, but your dream of a flying castle cannot be fulfilled. So what do we learn from this story? Sometimes you need to use the same trick on the person who is not able to understand the exact things. For example, now King, what did he do? He dreamt of something and he wanted people to do that. So Tenali Rama made up a scene and said that it's my dream. If your dream can come true, my dream can also come true. So you need to fall to that level sometimes. Yes, I'll just explain again from wherever we stopped. So there was this old man who came sobbing in the court and he was crying a lot. And when King saw him, King asked him his problem. And he said that, my lord, I have been robbed. And the king was shocked. And he said, please go on. So this old man said, I have been robbed, my lord. All my savings that I had collected for my old age has been taken away. I have been left with no money. I had 5,000 gold coins. The king got so angry. He's like, who has the guts to take away all your savings? Tell me at once. I will put him behind the bars. And looking at this, the old man got very nervous and he started crying more. He's like, King, I would tell you the name, but you have to promise me you will not punish me instead and not get angry. The king said, of course I can do that for you. That's such a small request. So he said, sure, King. So I'm going to tell you the name. It was you who robbed me all my money. It was you. King got angry. He's like, can you hear what you're saying? Then he just remembered, oh, oops, I promised I'm not supposed to get angry. So then he's like, okay, I can't go back on my words, so I'll just go back to my seat. He's like, please tell me clearly what you're trying to say. So the man was like, yesterday night, I had a dream. You came with your men, your ministers, and you took all my savings away. I had 5,000 gold coins, which I had saved for my old age. And the king heard this. He's like, are you crazy? How can I do that? It's just a dream. It's not going to come true. What are you saying? And the old man started crying even more. But just then he said, King, if your dream of a flying castle can come true, why not my dream? Mine is still a very small one. And then suddenly, what happened? He removed his beard, and that was Tenali Rama, the smartest person of Vijayanagara. And he explained to the king, King, sometimes there are dreams which aren't going to be possible to fulfill. It's just what we are imagining. So let's not try and make everything about our dreams. We should rationally think and find out what is actually possible and what we need to ignore sometimes. Yes? Great. So did you enjoy the story? Yes. Oh, I'm so happy you all did. Oh, that's great. Okay, so now everybody, I have something really interesting for you all. So can you guess what we'll be making? Let me cut it short. We are not making any puppets today because I thought let us do something really different. Any guesses? In the chat box, I would like to see. Okay, let me give you a clue. So today we're not going to make any person as such, but we're going to make a thing. Any guesses? Nah, it's actually a very simple guess if you'll get it. I'll give you another hint. Today's class title is based on that thing. Any guesses? Anyone now? Anyone? No, nobody. Okay, I can see a few people guessing. That's correct. So today we are going to be making a flying castle. Now you'll be wondering, ma'am, you just told flying castle. We cannot make any flying castle. But that's in real life. You're not supposed to build with bricks and cement and all. We can definitely make a flying castle out of paper. What do you think? Yes? Okay, so that's what we are going to do today. We're going to make a flying castle and it's going to be super easy. And I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to make. Are you all ready for it? Ready with your supplies? That's great. Let's go ahead and make it. Okay, so I'm going to show you what we're going to make first. So this is the flying castle we're going to make. Castle and palace are the same thing. So we're going to learn the spelling of castle also. Ready? So I'm going to use pink, purple and gray. You can use any color of your choice. Gold, brown, red, green, orange, whatever color you all want. Let's start. So to make a flying castle, first we're going to draw it. And I'll tell you how you can make it a flying castle. Okay, so let's do that. So let's start with it. I'm going to start with one of the pillars. Okay, and because castles are based on pillars, okay, so I'm just going to redraw it for you all so that you all know what we are doing. So I'm going to start with one of the pillars, so my leftmost pillar. You all can draw it with pencils first and then use the sketch pen like we usually do. I'm just going ahead with sketch pen this time. So I'm just going to draw the pillars. So this is my first pillar and now I'm going to draw a triangle on top of it. So just slowly I'm going to draw a triangle. Of course, you all can use your scales if you all want. Not necessary to do a freehand drawing. Okay, next I'm going to draw the next pillar. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to trace the same thing on the right hand side. Here we go. I'm just going to draw a triangle again. So if you have seen any princess movies, this is how their castles look like. So we are going to draw that. So I'm just going to take a pause over here. So these are the two pillars, the main two pillars of your castle. Are you all done with this much? Yes, great. Let's go ahead. Now we are going to do the center part. So I'm just going to make like a zigzag structure. You know, if you have seen any war movies, you all will be knowing that they have gun, like all the gunners are sitting over there, and all the army men just to protect the palace. So we are going to draw that. So make sure you all make a zigzag pattern, and it's usually this shape. So no curvy lines. You all can, of course, it's your castle. You all can make whatever you all want. I think I should not stop you all. So you all can be as creative as you all want. It's your castle after all. I would love to see different designs. Okay, so next thing I'm going to make the third pillar, which is there on the top. So let's draw a line up. And I'm going to draw another line. And the last triangle, the conical part. And we stop over here. So this is like the structure, basic structure of your palace, castle. Done till here? Yes, now we're just going to decorate it and complete it. So what we're going to do first is we are going to draw the baseline so that our castle gets completed. Yes? After that, we are just left with the doors, the windows, and the flags. So we start with the door. And then we have 3 windows to do with. So I'm going to start with the top window. And make sure you'll do it properly. I would suggest you'll do it with pencil first, and then the windows on both the other pillars. Why I'm suggesting with pencils, because if you'll go wrong, sketch pen cannot be erased. You'll have to redraw the entire thing. So better to do it with a pencil. And just the flags on the conicals. And yeah, we are done with our palace. Done. Let's do the coloring bit. Okay, so I'm going to be using pink, purple, and gray, like I said. So majority of it is going to be pink. Okay, you all can use any color of your choice, no problem at all. So let's get started. So I will start with the pink color. But of course, before that, remember I told you all we're going to write castle and learn it today. So I'm going to write castle, you all can write that below. So it is C A S T for tap, L E, castle. So you learned a new spelling as well today. So remember it. Okay? Great. So now let's get back to the drawing and color it. So I'm going to start with the pink color. I'm just going to go a little fast over here. And then the next thing. Great. So I'm almost done with this. Next pillar. And just the topmost pillar. Okay, that's it. We're done. Now we're going to move on to the purple part. So all the cones are there at the top. We're going to color that purple. And try and stick to one direction coloring, okay? Makes it more neat that way. And then we're going to move on to the doors and the windows. I'm using gray for it. You can use anything, any color, brown, black, whatever. Avoid black because black becomes very dominant and it attracts. So the other colors just go away. And the flags are going to be pink again. So this is how it's going to look. Now, how do you make it a flying castle? All you need to do is cut it. Now, I haven't done that over here, but you can just cut it and maybe stick it on a candy stick. It becomes a puppet or a flying castle, or make a small hole over here at the top, okay, in the center, and put a thread and hang it. Flying castle, you see? Interesting, isn't it? So if you have missed on anything, I'm just going to show it to you all again from the start. Shall we go ahead and do that? Okay, but a little faster. I'm not going to stop now because you've got the hang of it. So we're going to start with one of the pillars, the leftmost pillar. I'm doing it with a sketch pen like I told you all. You all can start with a pencil. So I'm going to make the left pillar first. Pillars are basically the support for anything. And I'm going to make a triangle, a conical shape at the top. Inverted cone, basically, a triangle. Okay. Next, what I'm going to do is make the other pillar. So I'm going to leave some space and I'm going to retrace it. Like redraw the exact same thing. And make sure the height is almost the same. So the triangle comes almost in the same line. Okay, so yes, let's go ahead and do that. Great. So I'm just going to complete my second pillar as well and try to maintain the same height. Okay. Great. Now we're going to do the center part. So I am going to draw a few zigzag lines. Can you see how I'm doing it? You can do it the way you want. It's your castle. You can be innovative. You can stick sequins. You can add glitter to just show a few lights like the king dreamt of, right? So you all can be as creative as you all want. Instead of flags, maybe you can put some buttons, or instead of windows, you all can put some buttons. Maybe the doors can be of broken candy pieces, candy stick pieces, whatever you all want. It's up to you all. Maybe the flag you all can make with a straw and a paper just to demonstrate a flag. Anything. It should just look beautiful. It should look your own. I'm just giving you all the guidelines. Okay. And let's come to the center pillar. Okay, and then we are going to draw the cone at the top as well, the inverted cone. Great. Oh, looks perfect. Now the only thing left is we need to draw a bottom line so that our structure is ready. Yes? Okay, great. Now we will start with the door. We're just going to do the finishing touches and then move on. So we're going to start with the door, then move on to the window at the top. Your windows can also have lines and curtains and all the details you'll want. It can be of some other shape like a circle or something, absolutely okay. Then move on to the right window and finally the left window. Just one last thing that's left right now is the flag. So we're going to draw the flags on each triangle. Great. Perfect. So now we are done with the castle. Now remember what I told you. So the king, what we used the word was basically palace, but there's a synonym of palace. And what is the synonym of palace? Castle. Correct. So do you all remember the spelling? Yes, so you're going to say it. I'm going to write it. Let's start. How do you start castle with? What is the letter you start castle with? C. Very good. So I'm going to write C. What's the next letter? Yes, that's correct. The next letter is A. Very good. What's the next letter? S. Superb. Next one? T. That's right. And the second last one? L. Very good. Last letter? E. Bravo. Very good. So that's how you spell castle. C-A-S-T-L-E. Very good. Now let's start with coloring. I'm going to use pink, purple, gray. You all can use the colors of your choice. I'm just going to go a little faster over here. Okay, so I'm just going to color it a little faster. So I'm going to do the entire castle is going to be pink for me. Most of it, except for the conical part, which is going to be purple in color. Okay, this looks amazing. Let's move on to the next one, color purple. I'm just going to color all the cones purple. And try and color in one direction, okay? Mine, I'm going to give a finishing touch in the end, so you all won't realize, but you all color in one direction. Okay, now the doors and the windows, I'm going to use gray for it. Great, looks amazing. Now the flags are going to be pink for me. Wow, it is done. So this is how your castle is going to look. Now how are you going to make it a flying castle? Either you cut it, can you see I have edges over here. So either you cut it and stick it with a candy stick, or you punch a hole over here, like a small hole with a pencil or a pin, and then use a thread and put it in and hang it somewhere. It becomes a flying castle. So maybe you can hold it in your finger and show it to me with a candy stick. This is your very own flying castle. Yes, did you enjoy making it? Oh, great. Very nice. So I enjoyed today's session a lot. So let me tell you all, you'll need to attend all the classes and make your submissions, okay? So that you'll get your certificate. So this is the second last class of Tenali Raman. I hope you'll enjoyed it. We did a little, like something really offbeat today. So I hope you'll enjoyed it. Yes? Great. So make your submissions. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm going to select top 10 and publish it on our site. I can't wait to see it. Until the next class, one last class is left of Tenali Raman, and I'll come up with an interesting series, I guess. If you'll have any suggestions, put them down in the chat box and I'll definitely go through it. Yes, so until next class, bye.
Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, It will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm